Good afternoon, everyone. Today I'm here to video blog about Agile tooling. Here in the recent weeks, we've had a lot of other organizations within John Deere wanting to adopt Agile, and with that usually comes some tooling changes. So I thought I'd go ahead and blog about the analysis that we went through in our first selection of Agile tooling. So here's what our tooling needs background was. We had multiple teams, so at the time I think we had about 15 teams that were needing some sort of Agile tooling to get them up and running. You can see that we wanted to transition some teams starting as early as September, and then go all in with most of the teams, or all the teams, in would have been January, and then we had additional teams come on in March. So right now I think we've got about 53 teams using it. Here were some of our needs. Really needed to be able to roll up everything for the organization, and needed some help with our portfolio management across the entire organization. So here's where our decision space were. So you can see that we were most interested in project planning, project management, story capture, test management, and defect tracking. We didn't put a hard emphasis on software development tools, and we also didn't try to focus too much on document management, but the tool we did select does help a lot with that. So again, here are the goals. Include at least one team member from each organization, include at least one team member from different roles, and keep it to a small size. So I did remove the team list of names. I didn't ask for their permission. So I think we had about 8 people on the team, all the way from developers to scrum masters to product owners to UI people to myself and another Agile coach help us figure out which tooling we wanted to use. So we use the Analytical Hierarchy Process. It's called the AHP to conduct analysis. Here's the method of how we follow that process. We identified the decision criteria, and then we more or less went through a pairwise comparison to put weighting on each category, and then within each category we then put emphasis on which criteria inside of that category were we most interested in seeing. So if we were looking for tools that fit our highest needs, so that we didn't buy a tool that maybe we thought we need but we really didn't. So here was the goal, and here are the candidates that we selected for our tooling choices. So we looked at HP, Altigen, Microsoft, TechXL. TechXL was from another part of one of our other units that suggested that we adopt a tool called DevSuite, and then we looked at Rally and version 1. So here were our tool needs. These are kind of our categories. So we were interested in planning and tracking, story definition, development integration, quality assurance, and infrastructure and operations. So inside of planning and tracking, some of the categories were project management, reports, stories, multi-team roll-up, story, task, and Kanban board. So again, this is kind of the basic criteria of what most people are interested in when looking for an Agile tool. The one that we were really interested in, I would say, out of this group were our hierarchy roll-up. So we wanted to be able to roll up multiple teams within multiple product line management teams, all the way up to an organizational level. Story definition, pretty self-explanatory: capturing stories, acceptance criteria, being able to add attachments, making subtasks, being able to easily handle UI, because our UI is a separate group and they needed to work closely with our development organization. Development integration, so we were looking at IDEs, open source, APIs, ability to integrate it into things like like Git or Mercurial, or I can't remember the tools that we looked at. A lot of our Java development tools, as well as our C++ tools. Quality assurance, so again, pretty self-explanatory: defect management, automated test, integration with Quality Center. So currently we were using Quality Center, so we wanted to make sure it integrated with them. And then how does it handle manual test management? And then the last one was infrastructure. So this was cost, availability, hosting options, configuration and intangibles. So intangibles, we had a lot of discussion, like how easy is it to learn the tool, how easy is it to navigate around the tool, how easy is it to change the verbiage on the tool so that it matches our nomenclature here. So intangibles was definitely something that we added, but later on that we didn't think about adding. So here was the overall category weighting. So you can see strong emphasis was on the infrastructure and operations, and then it went into story definition and then planning and tracking, followed by followed by quality assurance and then development integration. So we kind of did a pairwise comparison. So how does planning and tracking relate to story definition? Which one has a higher weighting? How does quality assurance relate to development integration? Which one is most important? If we look at each specific category, you can see that inside of planning and tracking, we had project management, agile reports, quality assurance, etc., etc. So you can see that, for example, in like planning and tracking, our project management was our most interested category inside of that higher category. And then maybe if you go down and look at story definition, so story capture was most important. If you look at quality assurance, being able to have automated tests was really important, because we knew that if we weren't doing automated tests, we would never be able to get out of our technical debt. So again, this is just a breakdown of each specific category. So here were the pros and cons for each tool. I'm not going to go through each one of those. I've attached the slide deck so you can go through each one of those. Keep in mind, we were using Quality Center, and another group within inside of our organization was also using Altesian's Jira at the time too. Team Foundation Server, also another tool we were using. DevSuite, like I said, was from another organization. Rally would have been new. Rally is a new tool that we were putting into consideration, as well as version 1. So at the end, here were our final scoring when we compared each tool to our categories. So you can see Rally was just ahead of version 1, Jira was third, TFS, Quality Center, and DevSuite. And then if you looked at inside of each tool, we then broke it down by each category, so you can see where we put the most weighting. So again, Rally had definitely better scores compared to the other toolings that were there. So here was our conclusion. We reviewed all the different tools. Team felt confident with the decisions that we made to select Rally. If you also go out and do a Google for what's it called, the Forrester's Wave Agile Development Management Tool, they also selected Rally as the highest rating tool to fit inside of organizations. If I scroll down to the bottom, you can see here that Rally did rank up the highest as the available for its current offerings as well as its strategy. So again, I don't think you could go wrong with choosing some of those tools in the middle, but the one that we felt most comfortable for our organization was Rally, and so far I would say that it's working out pretty well. Keep in mind, I am a big fan of process or face-to-face communication over process and tools, but when you have 600 people and you're trying to use sticky notes and whiteboard, it does get difficult when you're trying to communicate across the pond. So in final, here's just a little bit about myself. If you're interested in following me, look me up on Twitter under Chad Holdorf. And again, if you're interested in coming in and joining the John Deere organization, we do have openings. There's a link there. You can easily contact me at holdorfchadr@johndeere.com. All right, hope this helps. Thanks, everyone.